Hello and welcome to the Roy Rogers News Channel. Thank you so much for watching. So throughout the years of me playing PokeMMO, a lot of people have come forth and asked me, hey Roy, so how can I apply for staff and how can I boost my odds that the higher-ups can pick me out of the other applicants? And that's a good question. Let's go and start off with the very first concern that you have. How to apply to the staff team. So to do that, go ahead and click on this icon at the bottom right if you're on a computer here, and click on Support Request. And I popped it up on my second window here. So go ahead and click on Create a Ticket and you should be sent to this window. Now, as for the ticket type, there is a special type called Staff Applications. Now I'm going to presume that you have not been in the staff team before. And you're either A, applying for the first time, or B, you've been rejected and you might want to have a fresh approach as to how you apply to the staff team. So I'm presuming that that's you. Now, let's go ahead and go to the subtype. Since you are applying to the staff team, the entry position in the staff team is community manager. So, hence that title, there you go. CM application. Now, if I were you, I would take a bit of some time to read this part. Let me go and scroll that here. There you go. So feel free to read that and I'll read it with you. You can use this form to apply for a community manager CM role. This involves assisting players in-game and on our other platforms. So think of forums and Discord and all that. Hosting official events, but you can no longer partake in them. And that's very important. A lot of people tend to not apply for this specific reason. And reporting rule breakers to assist moderators and game masters. This is not a rule enforcement role. It's the starting role for staff members. CMs may be promoted further if they excel in their duties. What are the requirements to applying for the community manager role? Stay tuned because I'm about to present some bonuses that you can use that maybe, just maybe, be able to stand out compared to the other applicants. For now, let's go ahead and talk about the actual requirements that you need in order to become community manager. So you need to have 500 plus in-game hours. You need to have enough fluency in the written English language to communicate it. Your application must also be in English. Be knowledgeable about the game. You don't need to know everything, but you should be able to answer most questions from other players. And you need to have daily access to a PC or laptop to access our services. Have read and understood the terms of service and code of conduct, which should be linked there, so you can go ahead and click on that, and I can link it down in the description below if you would like to refresh your memory about the terms of service or code of conduct. Ideally 18 years or older with little to no in-game punishment history. This is very important. A lot of people come to me and they ask me, hey Roy, so I'm 16, I'm 15, can I apply for staff? And I just say no, because you need to be 18 years or older because that is considered an adult. What can you do when you're 15 or 16 years old and you're watching this? Hold that thought, because I'm going to tell you some ways how to use time to your benefit. If you are a content creator and decide to submit your application, you will be requested to not stream this game. When I was on TeamSpeak back in the day, Squirtle was the head game master at the time, and I remember I asked him if I could become community manager, just as a joke, but Squirtle said no. Squirtle then followed up by saying, you're going to have to discontinue the YouTube channel. There are a myriad of reasons why the higher-ups don't want content creators as staff members. If you meet these requirements, please tell us a bit about yourself and why you're interested in joining the team. If you have any questions about the role, feel free to ask them as well. An application meeting all the criteria does not guarantee a staff position. Please be patient while waiting for a response. We are currently not looking for developers, and any application sent under this premise will be rejected. If at any point recruitment for developers is open, it will be announced via our official forums, which I can also link in the description below. And now, let me go ahead and give you some extra little bonuses that you can put in your application. And before I do that, you know, this is a studio. If you're going to become a community manager, you're going to have to be in a place with a lot of people. And you know where that is? That's going to be in Vermilion City, folks. This is the most popular city on PokeMMO as the time of this taping, and as a moderator, you're going to have to know several things about the culture. As an example, you might notice that over to my right, a bunch of nice people are dueling each other, and then over on the left, people are also dueling each other, but you also need to know this. This A. Carper guy, one of his famous things is that he likes to go AFK, and he likes to just stand right here, and then he just kind of AFKs here, and everybody likes to surround him and that sort of thing. So you need to know general cultural things about Vermilion City, and not just general cultural things. You also need to know, hey, maybe this guy wants to show his Dusclops, so I'm going to go and give him some space so he can show that off. Maybe this lady needs to evolve her Haunter, so maybe she might want me to trade her. So there are several things you need to notice here in Vermilion City, and also you need to keep your eye on the global chat. And being a staff member, you're kind of looking all over the place. So you're kind of looking at the city here, making sure people don't need help, and also you're looking at the global chat, also making sure people don't need help. Speaking of which, I'll go ahead and show you a prime example of what PMs you could get as a staff member, and then your response, good or bad. So let's go ahead and talk about the good response. As you can see by ValFeff, ValFeff is very excited. He wants to help evolve this person's Machoke into a Machamp. And as you can see there, the particular situation is, hey, there's a tournament, 3 minutes. I need your help. So that's the situation. You need to stop everything, go to Saffron, and help evolve the Machoke. So maybe that person really is in dire straits, right? This person needs the Machamp right now. The person can't wait a few minutes. No, you gotta go to Saffron City and help that person. That person could be in trouble. Now, as a poor example, I'm gonna go ahead and show my friend and colleague on YouTube, and we had a lot of fun here, but yeah, Team Rocket YouTube, this is not the response you want to do. So, as you can see there, he doesn't care that this person could be in dire straits. This person could even lose the whole tournament because maybe that Machamp was something that person relied on, and yet Team Rocket YouTube doesn't even want to bother trade evolving this Machoke. Generally speaking, help people in the global chat. Even when you're not staff, be in attendance. Look at the global chat. Try to help people out. When you're in the global chat answering questions, you could be that person's lifeline. I'm going to go ahead and show you a screenshot as an example. So, as you can see, Italio DX asked about Snivy, and Don answers the question saying, inside Pinwheel Forest, regular grass with lures for Snivy. Now, this is an excellent response, and Don is quite a spectacular global moderator as the time of this taping. I've had Don on the Roy Rogers News channel for an interview, so if you want to check out Don, feel free to. The video is not about Don necessarily. This video is going to be about what you can do to become a community manager. Have you noticed that there's a man right in the middle of that global response? Chava Ranks asked, for honey trees, is it in-game hour or an actual real-time hour? So as you can see here, Don probably was prepared for this response for Italio DX, but Don probably didn't see Chava's question, right? This is where you come in. You can answer the question that maybe Don missed, right? Because Don was helping somebody else, and there's so many questions in the global chat, and if you know the answer, don't hesitate. Answer the question. Take the opportunities that are there for you. Speaking about taking the opportunities that are there for you, I'm going to go ahead and mention this as well. So, let's just say that you're on the PokeMMO forums, and there's a topic you know a lot about, but yet there's very little information written about it. Yeah, there's watering schedules and all that, but what if someone were to write a guide and say, this is how I schedule farming this particular berry? Celepa berry. I wake up, I check my berries, I get my breakfast, I go to work, and then during my lunch break, I check on the berries again. You write that in the guide, and you give people a sense of clarity. Yeah, okay, during my lunch break, I do that, and then at night after work, I go and I check the berries. Maybe I can berry farm too when I look at this guide. And guess what it shows? That shows intelligence. And the higher-ups want staff members with intelligence. This is the thing I'm talking about. Try to find an opportunity and take advantage of that opportunity. Now, speaking about opportunities, try to host your own events or volunteer to ref one. As a person who has hosted an event once, I'll tell you a bit of the semantics of how that works. So basically, what you need is, you need your refs because you can't be everywhere, right? So try to recruit refs, or you can try to ref one. So you can try to monitor and that sort of thing. You try to monitor the matches, make sure everyone is playing by the rules. And also, what you can do as an event host is that you can be able to find a financier that might be interested in giving the prizes. Now, when you find a financier, make sure you find someone that specializes in that particular field. So as an example, if your event is shiny oriented, like catching event, then you might want to find a financier that loves shiny hunting and loves the idea of shinies and the like. When you host a tournament, you might want to find a financier that loves competitive battles and loves funding competitive battles. You find the financier, you find the refs, and refs can even be ex-staff members. So it's certainly good, and then the ex-staff members can vouch for your character when you write in the application under references the ex-staff member's name. So that's certainly something that you can do. Now, there's one more bonus that I have listed here. PokeMMO is a huge melting pot of people. As you can see here, the couple to my right are speaking in Spanish, and there might be some French. I see in the global chat Chinese and Portuguese, French, etc. So it would be nice if you can learn a language, preferably either Spanish, Portuguese, French, Italian, Dutch, Filipino, or Chinese simplified. So it'd be nice to learn one of those languages, and not only learn one of those languages, but also try to order a keyboard that can type these characters. And how I know is because I have in-game friends that are from these different countries, and they do actually have a keyboard that can switch from an English mode to a Spanish mode to a Chinese mode. So you can do this. You can be quite an effective community manager. So I just want to throw that out there. Now, the construction of the application. Let's go ahead and talk about that, shall we? So going back to the support ticket here, I'm going to go ahead and go right here. So as you can see, the ticket type, staff applications, community manager is the subtype. But now let's go ahead and start filling out the body. So as an example, let's just say that your name is Bob O'Connor. This is your name. Now, your age, oops, there we go. All right, age. This is important. Put in your age, and let's just say your age is 25, right? Now, what can be your next thing? Why am I applying for community manager? Why am I applying? So I click enter, and what I do, so that way the higher-ups can keep track of the application, is that you want to make sure everything is all nicely organized. So as you can see here, Bob O'Connor, they actually see your name, right? So why do you want to apply for community manager? And this is the part where you start writing your response. Who? What are your strengths? And now, this is the part that you don't want to ignore. The higher-ups want to know what your weaknesses are. And the reason why they want to know that is so that way if you become community manager, they know what assignments not to put you on. So you say the weaknesses there. Now, you also put in your experience. And this can involve in-game experience, real-life experience. If you're a moderator before on another game, then feel free to mention that. And then references. This is important. References. And last but certainly not least, contact information. Now, some people might say, Roy, why would I need to type in contact information? And that's a good question. Let's just say that maybe the higher-ups try to reach out here with the ticket, and maybe your phone doesn't respond. So what you can do is you can write your work email, you can write whatever email you want, and it shows that you are dedicated to the role of becoming a staff member. So make sure you can do that. Now, so I'm going to go ahead and show you one more thing here. The attachments. You want to show what your real life picture looks like. When Zach was proofreading the script, he mentioned to me that your real life picture is not required, but it would certainly be nice. And in an era of ChatGPT, I think that a real life picture would probably help advance your chances to become a community manager. Sending a picture is not really required, but you want to keep a friendly and personal attitude about yourself rather than a strict business-only feeling about it. Let's go ahead and show some pictures so that way you know what Zach is referring to. So, picture number 1. See this picture here? It's a very nice, sharp picture. It shows that you're dedicated to your job and you mean business. But the only problem is, PokeMMO is a game. It's not a corporate job. This guy right here would certainly work really well in a corporate job. Not on PokeMMO. Now I'm going to show you picture number 2. This man. Okay. This is way too goofy. And the higher-ups, when they see that picture, they could see, oh no, could you imagine if this person is community manager and then this person falls asleep while trying to help out somebody? Yeah, I'll help trade evolve your Pokemon. And then the person falls asleep 5 minutes later because this person is inebriated. The picture I would say that you should post is this picture. As you can see here, he's happy. He says, hey, hello, I am here. I try to help people out. And he has his hands there. He's ready to give you information. Hello, my name is Bob, and I'm here and I'm ready to answer your questions in the global chat, and I'm going to be the most friendly person here on PokeMMO. And that's the person that PokeMMO wants to hire. I would say this person would probably be hired right away, right? And assuming that this person tries to learn another language, tries to host an event, or tries to volunteer to ref one, or this person tries to answer questions in the global chat for newer players and trade evolves Pokemon, or this person even constructed a guide on forums. And also at the same time, the person decides to post his real life picture, but he presents himself in a very way. As you notice, his clothing is very business casual. He doesn't have a suit and tie. I mean, he does kind of have a suit. It's not imposing. It's not intimidating. Just to show this picture again, could you imagine if this guy was your community manager? Do you know how many people would be fleeing PokeMMO right now if that person was community manager? In fact, I could probably tell you right now, and actually I know several people like this on PokeMMO, they get rejected. You probably won't see this person as community manager. And if you do see them, it's probably gonna be for a very short time because these people don't last. Just try to show that you are a human. Oh yeah, speaking about that, let's go and pop up the game here. So, when you're in game and answering questions, helping out people, trying to rescue people from their unevolved Machokes, and you turn them into Machamps and everyone's happy, when you do all that, make sure to do it in a friendly manner. Don't do it in like a, I am a robot, I must do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, am I okay? Here, hello sir, can I please evolve your Machoke? Hi, how you doing today? You don't want to do that. There are people that actually do that and they get rejected. So don't be a robot. And even though, yes, staff are professional, they're friendly professional. They're not this guy. Now to go back to the beginning of the segment, you might say to me, hey Roy, so I'm not 18 years old. I am 15 or 16. What can I do in order to boost my odds of becoming staff? And that's a good question. So while you're 15 or 16, well, you can go ahead and author a guide. You can decide to host an event. You can do things that don't require you to be 18 years old or older. Then you can boost your chances of joining the staff team while you wait to turn 18 legally. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I wish the fresh staff members all the best, and the current staff members all the best in their pursuits here in game, as well as their pursuits in real life. Before I close out this segment, I want to just give a few credits here. So I would like to thank Zach for proofreading the script, and also I would like to thank Team Rocket YouTube, ValFeff, Dawn, Italio DX, and Shava Ranks for being excellent actors. You all are quite spectacular people. I wish everybody well in your applications. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. This is the Roy Rod News Channel. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to the channel like that they see here. And this is the Roy Rod News Channel signing off. Fast, accurate advice, Roy Rogers News.